Hello, I'm Dr. G, a serial entrepreneur, a software programmer turned a psychologist, a clinical psychologist. And I want to welcome you to my new series called Quantum Life. So I'm very excited about this, and let me share with you why that is also something very helpful in your life that you want to be excited about. Quantum Life is going to tap into quantum physics and quantum psychology to share with you a lot of a wealth of information that has been kept from you. This is the key. That is the secret that I want to share with you. Over the past century, literally, there are aspects of our existence that have been literally, intentionally kept from us because all that wealth of information is not a commodity. It's not sellable. Everything we are learning in psychology, in philosophy, even in quantum physics, more or less has to be packaged and resold. That's what consumerism is about. That's what industry is about. But you, as a consumer, are going to be the victim of it. You end up doing the hard work, paying for information over and over again that you think, you believe is going to help you and help you succeed. But just look at the world. Look at everything around us. Most people don't succeed. There are just a few, and everybody else is led to believe that you ought to do what those few are doing. And we are just exacerbating that problem. The whole world around us, as we see, is getting worse. In certain areas, it's getting better, but in many areas, for the masses, it is getting worse. And that goes way back to the reason I shared with you, because the truth is not a commodity that can be sold, and many people don't want you to know about it. Now, in this series, we are going to tap into that truth that has been kept dormant or hidden from our views, from your views. Let me give you a little bit of a teaser so you know what I'm talking about. The notion of communication. Everybody talks about communication. Communication is the key. Millions of books have been written about communication. You know what I think of that? What is the prevalent methodology that is being sold and resold at your expense? I tell you what it is, to put it bluntly, it's bullshit. The communication methodology that is being sold is really exacerbating the same original problem that all human beings have been taught, which is how to argue and debate better, to win. But that is not communication. It is an absolute, abhorrent waste of time. Millions of books have been written about how to position yourself differently in argumentation, in negotiations, in debates, so you win. But as a result, you're actually wasting your time. Most people engaging in such tactics are just throwing their time away. What is an alternative? An alternative to actually fast-track understanding, collaboration, true winning, where you create a win-win environment. Therefore, with the people that you interact with, all of you can succeed at a much accelerated rate than we have today. It's called dialogue. Nobody is teaching you about dialogue. What was the last time you actually read a book about the details of dialogue and how dialogue is the actual counter product and completely contradictory and diabolically opposed phenomenon to the prevalent methods of communication that is being sold over and over. Let me give you another example. Do you know that emotions are actually a gateway to our subconscious? Let me share with you why that is true. Emotions are the gateway to the subconscious because that's the language of our subconscious. You see, our subconscious doesn't use words, doesn't use logic, it doesn't use the so-called left brain or left hemisphere of the brain, or the dominant hemisphere of the brain, the logical, linguistic part, to communicate with us, which usually is under the control of this consciousness. So the way the subconscious communicates with us is through sensations, through emotions, through body somatic experiences. Most of our decisions are made in the subconscious. They're not the conscious conclusions that we arrive on. Most people think, oh, they're making certain decisions by thinking, by reasoning, but that is only a conclusion which is really predetermined by the fundamental decisions made in our subconscious. Now, have you thought about how valuable it would be to actually tap into that gateway, utilize that gateway, tap into the subconscious and control the decisions that are taking place in the subconscious? That is another product out of that cross section between quantum physics and quantum psychology. Again, that has been held from the public. And one more example that I would like to share with you, I'm not sure if you have heard of that. That's the most fundamental of all, which is called the deception of thought. Have you ever been informed that our thoughts are actually masters of deception? They constantly deceive us and distract us from what is truly valuable in us, which is the art of being, not thinking, but being. Eastern philosophy, to some extent, has pointed toward the value by promoting concepts such as meditation and existential philosophies to some extent, or existential acceptance of things beyond philosophies. But still, that is an area of the human experience that remains hidden and not explored. Most, if not all, literature, research, books, lectures, teachings that are out there, what are they trying to do? They're trying to teach us how to think differently. CBT, or proponents, gurus of self-improvement and self-development, constantly tell us to change your thinking. Change your thoughts, change your thinking, and master your life. Whereas actually, that is only going to perpetuate the same problem over and over again, because we are really a victim in this case to the deception of thought. Thoughts literally have a power that works automatically, independently of our will. Many times you may have noticed it by simply noticing that there are a bunch of different thoughts that are surfacing in your mind here and there, and kind of have a life on their own instead of being under your control. And the reason is that we can actually never win against thoughts. What we have to do is we have to learn how to switch away from thoughts to being, to not thinking. These are very fundamental pieces of truth that when you learn, you can actually take over the power and control in your life, in your relationships, and in all areas and functions of your life, including finances, career, love, romance, longevity, health, physiological, psychological, and especially develop habits that would be conducive to your both short-term as well as long-term goals. These are the gems that we will be sharing in Quantum Life. I invite you to subscribe and become a part of this movement to learn more how to take control of your destiny. Thank you for watching.